of that part.
We have to compare TikTok feeds just to know what we're getting ourselves into. Bigatron Beta here going to be getting into the draft real soon against Team Hawk, and I think I would imagine that Team Hawk would want to stay on the red side.
I would imagine so too. But will we see the Novaria? That is the question.
I don't know, man.
No one bothered about Novaria. What is this? Everyone says it's OP, but no one picks it.
Everyone thinks it's OP, but nobody goes for it. I can't wait for Novaria to have a 0% win rate in SPS because people just kept on trying it and realized, like, man, I have no idea what I'm doing.
That could be the case, right? Like we would end the entire challenge finals with just 0 picks on the Novaria. Like the next, like a new hero will be announced and released and have the cargo
before
lifted.
Novaria gets a win.
Before Novaria even gets, maybe even gets picked at this point.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
I have an idea to increase the pick rate, right? Buff the ultimate a little bit. Instead of the hitbox being increased by 50%, you increase it by 75%, and also just for clarity's sake, you increase the hero model size.
Oh, yes, actually, that would be a very good change to kind of incorporate the size of the hero based on its hitbox as well. That would be very, very helpful.
So now
because the indicator is not there. It's literally just a circle around the person. You don't even know whether you can hit the person like at the edge of the circle or not.
Yeah, so if you lose your game because you because you hit someone with your skill shot and it's the wrong target, thanks to them being a bit too fat, well now you have someone to blame.
You have a legitimate excuse.
Yeah, legitimate excuse. Team Hawk still remains on the red side. So Bigatron Beta, they get first dips on the pick. Kadita, Yves, and Kaja, nothing different. All the bans are still the same.
Yep, all the bans are basically exactly the same. Bigatron Beta want to make sure that they have an artillery mage, but also pose the question about the Farmis and Glue dilemma. Team Hawk, if it's going to be the same draft, the same bans from game number 1, this should be the glue.
That does open up the farm for Bigatron Beta, but you can trade the Valentina in return also, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Bigatron Beta did in game number 1, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want to see how Team Hawk is going to address the problem, the issue itself. This is how you address the issue. You ban out that Farmis, you're basically going to get the Valentina for yourselves unless Bigatron Beta decide to pick it up as their opener, but that means you get glue. So now Bigatron Beta have to decide which poison they want.
Would you prioritize the Valentina over the glue? Yeah, they will. They take the Valentina first. So Team Hawk now they can go for the glue if they want to, but it also opens up the second option of just, do we want the Benedetta into the glue, right? That is always a possibility.
Always, always. It's very scary to imagine that more and more heroes are coming out and actually outperforming one of the best laners in the EXP. Team Hawk, on the other hand, how are they going to manage this, right? They still have that glue problem. They could definitely give it over to Lola. I don't think he can miss an ability with it.
You can, actually.
I don't think
If the guy is in front of you, you can never land your...
I mean, technically, the damage still goes through. They're just not in the snare range.
Okay, fine.
Oh, boy. Unless they're putting...
It took me a long time to figure out how to stick onto someone with a split flick.
Oh, because you have to...
Because I never figure out how, right? So I would just be bouncing on top of someone and I just die and I'm like, what? How
does this work?
How do I latch onto it?
How do I latch onto him exactly? Yeah, no, it's heroes that require you, things like Angela, things like Phobius as well, where you kind of have to like hold it down to get the hero portraits to show up. A little bit annoying. I do wish they kind of changed that, but hey, I think it's good enough, especially since there's not a lot of like space. Finger space? No, monitors? Screen space.
I mean, with the amount of people who are doing it successfully, I think it's just a me problem. So you get the Arlott and the Fredrin for Bigatron. Team are actually not opting for the Arlott also, right? They prioritize the Zeiss Farsa more now that there's no Kadita. That is a way safer pick. Those are the carry to deal with the front lines.
Just saying, that could have been Novaria right there. Could have been an option. Was it a good situation for it? Probably not, but it would have been cool.
Hey man, there's a Valentino on the other side, you know, you don't want him to steal your ulti and open up the map, as they say.
Oh wow, I'm walking over to the Lord pit. Oh no, I revealed everyone. Oh no, they revealed us. It's we can see the impending doom walking towards us. I think that at least with the Novaria, it's not exactly a highly prioritized ultimate to steal as Valentina. I'm sure Valentina probably has some better options.
In this case, it's definitely the Feather Airstrike. Team Hawk bans the Moskov, and also marksman with high mobility, all taken out. They want to deal with marksman that probably easier to get on.
Yeah, because usually Claude is going to be the direct counter to these artillery mages, right? He can close the distance super quickly and at the same time make sure he chunks out a majority of the team members on his way there. Bigatron Beta, different mindset. They're thinking about the supports. They're making sure that they ban out the Min Sitar so that Arla can dash around fairly freely and doesn't really have to worry about anything. Team Hawk technically can still go for the Diggy as their support option. In terms of raw CC, we only have the Glue and also the Farsa. Glue be, you know, the big perpetrator instead of the Farsa. We do see the Fanny get banned by Bigatron Beta.
Yeah, it's almost slipping through the draft, so Lancelot remains to be an option if Team Hawk wants to go for it. If it is, then we will see the same matchup again. But now, I suppose there are better ways to protect the jungle. They will lock in the Cho first, see what Bigatron Beta goes for. So a Cho roam, saving Gary's hero for last.
I don't like that. I very much would have liked to see the Lancelot get locked in for the side of Team Hawk and then start thinking about the different types of supports. Because for all we know, the Diggy might be a great pick for Team Hawk. Once we see the full lineup of Bigatron Beta, maybe we could even see a potential Lolita as well, just to kind of shut out the potential Beatrix that's most likely going to come here.
Bigatron Beta can still go for the Lancelot because you have the flex, right? You have the Fredrin that you can put into the XP lane. It would take the Kufra first. The last one will be the Beatrix. We do have the Fredrin in jungle.
Okay.
And what we're talking about, I forgot that was an Arlot.
Yeah.
I was getting ahead of myself.
It was getting ahead of yourself real quick there. Interesting to see that Bigatron Beta wanted to go for the Kufra to threaten the position of the Farsa, forcing Team Hawk to actually play a little bit more defensively as soon as the Feathered Airstrike comes out. Gotta make sure you cover your angles, cover your areas. You never know when this Kufra...
Dyrov?
No, they did it right. Oh, they did! The classic coming out from Gary!
You might be wondering, how did I guess that?
The voice
Monster
line.
Energy.
Oh.
I don't even know what he says, okay? Because I hate this hero. I hate playing against him so much.
The monster, the beast inside of you being unleashed. The sixth sense.
I hear Dyrov, like, no, don't.
Honestly, it's a classic coming in from Gary. I can understand why you absolutely hate it. It's super strong in the early game, and not to mention it does well against tanks. The armor shred from it, so hard to deal with.
Is Team Hawk looking to snowball this game? I mean, you have a Dyrov, right? You want to be getting ahead as fast as possible.
I think that's going to be the idea, right? I think the laners aren't able to kind of develop their advantage, so therefore they're putting that onus and that priority to be the focus for Gary in this matchup, right? It's all about Gary kind of trying to pry open the defense of Bigatron Alpha. Bigatron Beta.
Game number 2 in this elimination series, and we get to see the Covenant Dyrov for Gary. So one of the signatures, Team Hawk against Bigatron Beta. In the first game, Just Guard got so far ahead that Gary's Lancelot was ineffective. But in this game, if they want to man fight, Gary will happily do so.
Now, it's all about the laners not dying in their lane. Because as soon as they lose priority, then it's going to get really, really difficult for them, right? At least with Gary, he has options if the gold lane is forcefully pushed out. And that's totally fine because he's not a purple buff dependent hero.
Jit Kundo forcing the flicker from Dan QT, and obviously cancels out that Tyrant's revenge. Also, here comes Gary with Lola by his side. They do get the root onto Odyssey, but the damage isn't really sufficient. Dan QT rooted down mid, dies back in with a Jit Kundo, and Gary finds a first blood. He might even get a second. Odyssey flickers away, and Zai can't follow up in time.
Oh, just a little bit too late. Manages to escape with his life, but Gary hitting that level 4 at the perfect time here. Bigatron Beta, they've got to respect Lola on this glue.
You gotta respect Gary also because he is not done just yet. Zai picks up the Fredrin.
Man, Lola is getting away with so much here, and this is why Glue is such a pain to deal with in the early game. He basically has an unlimited sustain as long as he has some mana, and continuously gets those resets on the Slam.
Just like that, already a 1,000 gold lead. And Gary just be waiting for third target. Oh, they might catch Dan QT or maybe Narashi. Either or is nice. Narashi trying to dash to safety, but still ends up dying to Gary.
Yep, Gary's going to get on out of there. He needs to reset here because there's the upcoming turtle fight. He could try to greed out, but as soon as Bigatron Beta spot out the HP of Gary, they're probably going to turn their heads towards him.
It's good movements from Dan QT, but Dai is now one level ahead. Jaskar shows up, only to find Lola, and Min also is going to be dead. Tyrant's Revenge for the engaged, keeping onto Lola, who forces the split out. Bigatron Beta pushing Team Hawk away.
This is great. No, this is great for the side of Team Hawk because they're purposely posting themselves very far up to slow down Bigatron Alpha on this turtle take. Notice that Gary was able to pick up his purple buff before getting into this fight, which puts him at level 5. Jaskar has to respect that.
They just walks it, and now Feather Airstrike used from both ends. They do end up losing Min, but Gary, oh my god, just absolutely shreds Jaskar.
Right? That's the thing, right? Dairoth does an amazing job at taking out these big, beefy tanks.
Yeah, execute damage, that's the best part. How do you pronounce it?
Abysm strike.
Abysm strike.
Abysm. It's not just abyssal strike. It's strange, but hey, you know, wording. Phrasing.
Nothing beats incandescence.
Oh, yeah, nothing beats incandescence.
That's the best skill name ever.
Oh, compared to Numenon Blast?
I still pick incandescence.
Really? I feel like Numenon Blast is too much because nobody knows the meaning of Numenon.
That is true.
Oh, what a good flicker!
What? With that flicker to get the kill, my goodness.
What a bait. They both of them delayed their flickers until the very last second, and the angle just was not right. Well played by Odyssey there.
It still ends up going down, unfortunately. Gary was the one who picked up the kill, right? This Dyro 4-0-1.
I mean, this is to be expected. He's huge. He's expected to snowball. Look at him just shred through the comp.
Now Lola even pops the sprint to try and run down Ziv. Won't be successful in doing that, but this bottom lane basically open up.
Yep.
Team Hawk, they have a wave coming in. They can't break the turret yet, but the entire shield is gone.
Yep, and they're going to do it again. They see that there's only 2 members on top side. Oh, they farm a kill!
Feather Airstrike used again. Then he puts himself out in the open, becomes easy target. This tier 1 finally gone. And Team Hawk, what a game 2 start.
Game 2 start is looking well for them. They look real comfortable on their heroes. Lola finally has something he can hard carry on. We see Gary on one of his more comfortable picks. It's a little unorthodox and also highly risky, but he's got the mechanics to make it work. I've never seen Gary miss out an opportunity to sneak in an auto attack between his abilities.
2,000 goal advantage for Team Hawk. Look at the goal leaderboard, the snowball for Gary. What is this? 1,000 goal ahead of Jaskar.
Okay. He's got the gold, but doesn't have that EXP. Not as much as Jaskar punished him in game number 1. This is probably going to get a little bit of revenge here, but he will fall off. Keep in mind, Dairoth does not scale very well.
Oh, he definitely doesn't. And he's not too hard to kill, right? Except the highest output.
Exactly.
Yeah, working on the turtle. Jaskar shows up. Won't have any entry. Yeah,
Lola's just going to zone him out here. He might even pop the split super early on just to pull him away from the pit.
They're not losing out in the top side. Bigatron Beta getting a kill on the marksman and even finding the tier 1. Final slash use onto Min. It will come back in. Odyssey with the flicker knockup. There's an extra 2 kills to go with it.
No, that's a huge play coming in from Bigatron because now they just cracked this game a little bit more in their favor. They should be able to take full control over that top side here, and especially since that Team Hawk was just trying to stall them for as long as possible, Lola will not be able to secure a tier 2 down bot side.
It's going to force him to move also. I mean, Bigatron Beta, they get to mid first. Lola will show up. Final slash use, Lola popping the no split yet. Well, he's in split arenas.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting to see Odyssey actually go, whoa, Min.
What?
Why? How?
Did he flicker too far forward?
He flickered. I can't tell if he did it too far forward because their hitboxes were overlapping each other at that point. But considering that Min did not use the Way of the Dragon, the angle was just not right.
probably felt like they couldn't get the kill onto Odyssey, right? Because he still has his ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, they still have his ultimate, and neither do you really want to kick Odyssey of all people back into your team.
And help him engage.
Yeah, just here, let me help you out, man. Somebody looking for delivery service?
That's THQ would have done that for sure.
I mean, I don't see the uniform on Min just yet.
That is true. He's not wearing the right color.
I mean, if he does kick, Odyssey, you can instantly see Min just become a little more yellow.
Oh yeah, he just have to do. The first step is always the hardest.
Yeah, gotta always get past that probation period. With this being said, Team Hawk now actually taking it a lot slower. They're not escalating as hard. They know that Bigatron Beta, man, I really gotta stop saying Alpha. Bigatron Beta catching up and making sure that this gold lead doesn't run away from them.
Narashi actually checked the bush with the final slash, didn't find anyone, so good maneuver from Team Hawk, but the awareness from Bigatron Beta also. I think in the bush, man, he's just instantly caught out and blown up. Feather Airstrike used also. Team Hawk tries to hit the back, but Dan QT is going to steal the Feather Airstrike, and the final slash comes back off cooldown. They both trade kills, but Gary ends up going down. Zai is still fairly healthy, but Team Hawk has ran out of damage.
That is just a huge overextension coming in from Team Hawk. Yes, the idea was to look and pick up a kill onto Narashi, which they did manage to do, but you also have to remember that the Feathered Airstrike can be stolen and will turn the fight almost instantaneously. So Team Hawk need to be more aware of this.
That's exactly what happened. Lola does see this turtle down low. Princess Raph on top of him.
This split? Bro.
He's gonna try to hit himself out. Okay. What?
Bruh, hit the button, man.
Oh yeah, you know who hits his button? Odyssey hits his button. He hits his target also. Another 2 kills for Bigatron Beta.
Look, there's nothing much you can really say there. Lola he just made the blunder. He just needed to press the split. That's all he needed to do to survive there. On the other hand, we'll say...
Find the slash again. And just taunt it up. Can't shield pull out of this one. Bigatron Beta finally cracking that mid lane open.
It really feels like Team Hawk, after they kind of lost their lead, they're looking for some kind of direction. They're walking around on autopilot right now.
Hey, you gotta stick together. Better airstrike use. Gary losing majority of his health.
Ooh, getting really scary here for the side of Team Hawk, because now Bigatron Beta have finally hit their item power spikes. You can see that they're trying to abuse Zyve here. Oh, look at that damage. Oh, boy.
Look at the difference when you actually use the split.
Wow, it changed so much.
Oh, flicker kick. Getting Odyssey back. That's not the guy, man. We said that's not the guy that you want to kick back. He'll use the bouncing ball to get away. Just guard in the front. Team Hawk losing health on all ends. Big appraisals drive coming right down. The fact that all of them made it out alive and they got a kill on the Fredrin, that is the best case scenario for Team Hawk.
Yep, a great scenario for Team Hawk. And honestly, Narashi just making sure that he can buy that extra frame for Odyssey to actually walk out of there without him having to use his flicker. So nicely done by Bigatron Beta. Now they've developed a 2K lead, and now I'm expecting to see the repeat of #1, right? Start sweeping the map, start zoning out farm, making sure that Gary is going to feel a little uncomfortable, start boosting up people's economy, like Zai for an example, because as soon as he gets that 4th item, he's going to be huge.
Clean game on the Beatrix so far, 2-0, even in terms of the net worth, right? I mean, he is a mere 300 gold ahead of Val. Laura had just spawned the first one of this game, Bigatron Beta, poking it a little bit. Laura has already revealed himself to Dan QT. The rest of Team Hawk waiting on the bottom side. I mean, Bigatron Beta, they can just work on this Lord.
I mean, they want to work on this Lord, but they don't spot any of the members. They don't have that info.
Oh, man, can't get the knockup just yet. No engage for him. The Lord dangerously low, and now instantly final slash. And Dai's going to try and help his team with the Feather Airstrike. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Lola, he has expired. The Lord gets stolen by Gary, but they need to somehow make it out of this fight. And they have already lost 3. Dan QT dashing forward with Odyssey with him. Ziv also follows. It's going to be the 4th man to get caught. Bigatron Beta still finds 4 nonetheless. A maniac streak for Ziv.
Almost instantaneously, this fight has fallen into the hands of Bigatron Alpha, and they're trying to clear these waves fast. No! Unfortunately, the passive is still available. They have to double down on a tier 2 with the Lord empowered minions, and the Lord itself will spawn from Team Hawk's base. Bigatron Beta, make the smart call. Just back away here. We'll take another fight soon enough.
this game has completely spiraled out of control for Team Hawk, right? What is the recovery mechanism? So we're heading from mid into late game. Gary is falling off. They are not that durable. They only have Lola, who is durable, but he's getting shredded by the Beatrix. It feels like Team Hawk just... The only way for them to win is to get a pick, right?
Yep, a lot of it is coming down to mid, but I will say that Odyssey has been stopping him quite often with the bouncing ball, whether he tries to flicker in, whether he... Oh, wait, the kick!
They're going to find the target. Narashi ends up going down. Team Hawk. Can he get Lola out of this, though? Taunted up by Just Guard.
He should be fine.
He should be fine. Actually, he gets the lash on. That doesn't bring Just Guard back. That's unfortunate, but Bigatron Beta stalling it out just a little bit.
Oh, that's so unlucky. I'll talk about it later because this might be even... It might escalate even further. Dan QT, and then the conceal?
They're out of position. Man, he's going to give his life away. Team Hawk overextending. And Bigatron Beta just punishing Team Hawk.
I don't know if that was necessary to actually overextend from Dan QT there, but, well, let's just say that it probably wasn't the best idea. Min didn't have his flicker. I mean, he did have the Way of the Dragon. He wanted to open up an opportunity for his team after the first initial pick, but until then, you still need some kind of insurance policy.
Even with, Gary's damage, the Abyssum Strike, not enough to get rid of Odyssey, and now he is in a rough spot. What? How? Huh?
Zive, man, he doesn't miss. He does miss.
How did that bullet make it through a glue who is, this big chubby boy in front? Triple kill for Zive. Looking for another potential Maniac streak. Honestly, not able to leap that far. How did that bullet slip through?
Look, all I can say is that if Danny QT decided to play Novaria, well, maybe Lola would have been able to block the shot.
That is true. Min inhibitor down, Min trying to just run circles around Bigatron Beta, but Bigatron Beta is not having any of that nonsense, and that is an unofficial savage for Zive. And 2-0 for Bigatron Beta over Team Hawk. Just no contest, absolute dominance, a smackdown.
Yep. The new rookies have a lot to learn here, especially when they're going up a developed Tier 2 team like Bigatron Beta. A 2-0 clean sweep here. Didn't even have to break a sweat. You can definitely see the players looking at each other like, hey, man, why are you pushing people out of position for my shots, man? Keep them in place.
This is the team that we're playing today.